Welcome in, Commanders fans. We are back with another video as the Commanders have concluded their first practice of the season with pads on. It was a good day. As always, we have to get to a few things before we actually talk about the play-by-play. Just want to note that none of these clips in this video are mine. So make sure you guys hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. On the road to 2,000. I could not do it without you. Hit that notification bell as well. So Dan Quinn spoke as always before the practice. He said that he loved having the fans yesterday. He said he heard them. Says today is the first padded practice. He said they're going to learn a lot about the line of scrimmage. We also did have fans there today too. He also noted that he is still sharing that wide receiver Terry McLaurin will go through the PUP rehab process. At the time of this post, there's no exchange no change on McLaurin's contract extension. They haven't made any progress, it doesn't seem. Terry McLaurin did the same thing he did yesterday. I believe he was there talking to his agent. I saw him, but he did not practice because of a ankle injury. It's really just a contract situation. Terry McLaurin is not hurt at all whatsoever. So yeah, Dan Quinn was really focused on the line of scrimmage today now that we put pads on. He also talked about Jeremy Reeves. He said that the second year after an injury is where the player truly gets back to form. Really noticed it on defense. So he's excited for Jeremy Reeves, as we all are. So Deebo Samuel and Austin Eckler were back returning kickoffs as well. That's a nasty combo back there, returning kickoffs. Maybe we see that sometimes during the season, but now, with Terry McLaurin not there and Deebo Samuel, your number one wide receiver, I'm surprised that he was back there today in pads. And then just another note, Laremy Tunsil, Marshawn Lattimore, Von Miller, Zach Ertz, and Clelin Ferrell all had veteran rest days today. So let me say that again. You will not hear anything about Laremy Tunsil, Marshawn Lattimore, Von Miller, Zach Ertz, or Clelin Ferrell today because they all had veteran rest days. Now with that, let's go ahead and get into the practice. So they started off practice, DQ, he talked about the line of scrimmage work. He was doing some technical stuff with the defensive line to start practice. Commander started things off with goal line drills. Daniels hit Deebo for a really nice pass in the back corner of the end zone. So to start things off for the day, Daniels hit Deebo for a really nice pass in the back corner of the end zone. I heard it was a really nice catch from Deebo Samuel. So let me say this. This is from Dula, by the way. Another guy put it this way. Red zone work, fingertip catch by Deebo from JD5. Great ball placement. Same catch that I talked about just a second ago. Mitch Tischler writes, Dietrich Wise is giving Josh Connerly some really good work at right tackle. Connerly just got a little over-aggressive with Dorrance Armstrong, taking him inside and pancaking him. So Connerly apparently pancaked Dorrance Armstrong because of frustration. I see it as Dorrance Armstrong was done with the play and Connerly pushed him down. I don't think Dorrance will let that happen if he was actually truly fighting. But Dietrich Wise was giving Josh Connerly some good work at right tackle. And Josh Connerly got a little frustrated today, but he is learning. Zack Selby writes, another team drill starting. Bobby Wagner opens things up by stuffing B-Rob at the line of scrimmage. What else is new? B-Rob getting stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Bobby Wagner coming with intensity. And at the end of the day, this is just Bobby Wagner having more energy than B-Rob, wanting it more than B-Rob. Linnell Willingham wrote, JD5 pop pass to John Bates for big gain off play action. We look for ways to get Bates more involved in the pass game, and there you go. Bates shouldn't just be a blocking tight end, even though he's one of the best blocking tight ends in the NFL. He shouldn't just do that. He needs to get more involved in the passing game. One way you can do that is with play action. So today they had a nice play. JD5 with a pop pass to John Bates for a big gain. Also, KJ Osborne, haven't heard him much today. He's fighting for that sixth roster spot at the wide receiver position. He had a strong catch on the goal line for a touchdown. Noah Igbenogany had tight coverage on the play, but KJ Osborne beat Noah, and he had a nice catch on the goal line for a touchdown. Linnell Willingham didn't write who this touchdown was from, but I'm sure it's from JD5. Grant Paulson, right as practice was starting, he put out this: goal line work for first team working against starters. He put 1, Samerstill, nice diagnose and quick reaction, run Debo out of bounds short of goal line. 2, Daniel, small window, incomplete, good coverage by Samerstill. 3, dime to back corner of end zone, great catch and toe tap by Debo. 3 straight goal line targets for Debo Samuel. Debo Samuel got targeted a lot today. This really just shows that the offense continues to struggle without Terry McLaurin to find ways to be creative. This is not very good without Terry McLaurin. As always, that's your number one weapon. And now that Debo's the wide receiver 1, he's getting all the targets, and Noah Brown's not fully healthy. Noah Brown's not playing much out here because he's not fully healthy, and they don't want to risk anything. He's a very injury-prone guy, and you don't have Terry McLaurin. So when you don't have your number 1 and number 3 receivers out on the field, it just doesn't manufacture a lot of offense. Sorry, there was a fly there. Just doesn't manufacture a lot of offense. So it's not looking good right now, but that's expected when you don't have Terry McLaurin, and that's why AP needs a little bit more urgency with this. Get him on the field. Zack Selby said, with Tunsil taking a veteran day off, Connerly is taking starting reps. So Dan Quinn's talked about it a lot. Andrew Wiley and Josh Connerly are going to flip every single day, basically. They're going to flip where they play, and they're going to work each other in. And, they talked about it. Connerly's going to have to earn this spot. Connerly's going to have to earn his right tackle spot. That's where we envision him playing. He's going to have to earn it. So they're going to make them earn it. And Connerly was taking starting reps today. Zack Selby also wrote, Bill Krosky-Merritt laid a loud pop on a defender on a run up the middle. So there's 2 things. Zack Selby wrote that, but then Linnell Willingham wrote, big thud delivered from Tyler Owens on Bill on a run play. So who should I trust here, Linnell Willingham or Zack Selby? Because Zack Selby writes, Bill Krosky-Merritt laid a loud pop on a defender on a run up the middle. And Linnell Willingham writes, big thud delivered from Tyler Owens on Bill on a run play. So I don't know. Who am I supposed to believe? Did Bill Krosky-Merritt run through Tyler Owens, or did Tyler Owens pop Krosky-Merritt and knock him down? I don't know who to trust there, but that did happen. And yeah. Linnell Willingham also wrote, offense has gotten absolutely 0 push in run game versus D-line. Good for a group that gave up 3rd most yards before contact. So he wrote, offense has gotten absolutely 0 push in run game versus D-line. Everybody keeps hyping up the 7th round pick, Krosky-Merritt, and while I'm really excited to watch him, is he going to be your answer, in week 1 when B-Rob's struggling, when Eckler's struggling? Because I don't think he is. Maybe week 10 he will be, but, B-Rob and Eckler aren't great to start off with, right? They're not going to get many yards to start off with, but then you have to rely on a 7th rounder. Everybody's relying on him, and it just sounds like they didn't do much today. They didn't get many yards today on carries. So, 0 push in the run game versus the D-line. Dula wrote, JD5 has been very sharp today. Just hit Sinnott on a great throw up the seam. So Ben Sinnott, continue to hear his name every day. That's what we want to hear, his name every day. Ben Sinnott pick 52 last year in the draft. We have to continue to hear Ben Sinnott's name every single day because he has expectations. If he wasn't a 2nd round pick, he wouldn't have expectations. But he was a 2nd round pick, so fans like me are going to continue to get on him every single day to be better. And hear his name. So Ben Sinnott had a nice catch up the seam. He said Jaden Daniels was very sharp. As always, Jaden Daniels is always going to be sharp. Connerly did a nice job picking up blitz from Wagner, and then here it was again, JD5 to Sinnott on a pop pass. Oh no, this was a different pass, I do believe. Jaden Daniels hit Ben Sinnott again on a pop pass. What opened it up was Connerly picking up a blitz from Bobby Wagner. That's good to hear. Connerly learning, from the best in the business, Bobby Wagner, and what he's going to try to do and how he's going to try to blitz. That's great to hear from Connerly. And then again, JD5 hooking up with Ben Sinnott. That's great to hear. We want to continue to hear that stuff. Linnell Willingham also wrote, Newton doing a good job blowing up a screen. That's a guy's name we haven't heard a lot, Johnny Newton. I don't know about you, but I have not heard Johnny Newton a lot. But he did a good job blowing up a screen. That was good to hear. He also did cut his hair. There's a new Johnny Newton coming to town this year. I hate to tell you Cowboys, Eagles, and Giants fans, Johnny Newton's back, man. He's coming this year. He was picked at 36 last year. He has high expectations this year. He's going to be our interior defensive lineman. Let's get after it. Linnell Willingham also wrote, Andre Jones and Goldman doing a nice job pushing the pocket. This D-line is catching my eye again. Very much improved D-line. Very much improved on the depth side of things, because if you look at it, Andre Jones and Eddie Goldman are just depth pieces. Andre Jones was in a Ron Rivera draft class. They probably don't care about him much. And then Goldman, he was retired last year, and he was picked up at free agency by the squad. So they did a nice job pushing the pocket today. It's good to hear. And then Willingham also finished it out with, the D-line is catching my eye again. The D-line looks really good. Felix Trammell wrote, been good 11 on 11 here. In red zone, Daniels found Eckler for a touchdown. Standout on defense, Noah. So he wrote, so let's break down the first part here. Daniels to Eckler for a touchdown in the red zone on 11 on 11s. That's good to hear. And then standout on defense has been Noah Igbenogany in the red zone. Noah Igbenogany, I talk about it every time, man. He is a great depth piece at inside corner. He's probably teaching Mike Samerstill a lot. He's just a good depth piece. He's not a starter in this league, but he's just a great depth piece at slot corner. I'm really glad they re-signed him, and you didn't have to pay him much, and he's been a standout so far. Chris Russell writes, just a moment ago, KJ Osborne with a nice catch, or with a non-catch from Hartman on well-thrown sideline pass. So KJ Osborne did not catch a ball from Sam Hartman on a well-thrown pass. Those are the things that, when you're making your, third-string quarterback look bad and not catching a ball near the sideline, those are the things that gets the coaching staff to look off of you, right? And then Chris Russell finished it off with a pick by Quan Martin. So apparently the ball that wasn't caught by KJ Osborne from Sam Hartman ended up being a pick by Quan Martin because of the non-catch from KJ Osborne. Really cool to hear Quan Martin, because, we talk about him every single day as well. Safety, starting safety, there's no question about him. Joe Witt Jr. talked about it a few months ago. He thinks he's going to be a standout. He's going to have a breakout year this year at the safety position. I couldn't agree more. We've heard Quan Martin's name every day. He's a part of a great secondary now. We actually have good cornerbacks. He's going to be elite this year, guys. That's what I've also heard. Ben Standing wrote, beautiful Daniels to Debo connection in the end zone on 11s. As the receiver ran to the near sideline, excellent concentration on the catch/feet. Debo Samuel showing up again. Debo Samuel having to carry the load with Terry McLaurin not there again. What else is new? This is really all Debo Samuel's got. Debo Samuel and Jaden Daniels, their connection has to be getting amazing right now, because they're the only people out there connecting. And, some Ja'Cory Brooks, some of the other receivers, but it's all Debo, because he's the wide receiver one right now without Terry. So he had a great catch in 11 on 11s. Okay, let's get to some of the observations and then maybe some of the post-practice press conferences. So here was Dula in his observations. He says, observation 728, I thought the D-line won the trenches today. The D-line and backers seemed to be in the backfield a lot. Despite pressure, I thought JD5 was very sharp and used the middle of the field well with his throws. The defensive backs have improved greatly from the last 2 years. We talk about the defensive backs every single day. They definitely have improved. Here's the thing. Laramie Tunsil had a veteran day off today. So obviously these guys, the D-line and the backers are going to be in the backfield a lot because you don't have your premier left tackle. So there is the confidence there that I have. But it's not good to hear that Daniels was under pressure a lot. I mean, you did have Connerly starting today, though. So, and that's what's going to come with Connerly starting. That's just what's going to happen naturally because he's not really necessarily ready for his role in that position. He's young. He's not strong enough. He's not big enough. That's one of the things that they've talked about a lot. Deebo Samuel had a post-practice press conference. He said, "I still got a lot in the tank," as we expected him to say. He seems like he has a ton left in the tank. Deebo also talked about our fans. He said, "Yesterday I was pulling up. I seen how many fans was out there. I thought I was about to get ready and play a game." Shout out to the fans, man, because they apparently have been really, really good so far during training camp. Deebo Samuel loves them. Jaden Daniels loves them. Terry McLaurin loves them. There was a Terry McLaurin sighting after practice. Terry McLaurin was talking with his agent, Buddy Baker, after practice. They showed a clip of him. Terry McLaurin just continues to hold in after yesterday. He doesn't actually have an ankle injury, guys, so you don't have to worry about that. Once, as soon as that contract is landed in Terry McLaurin's hands and he wants to sign on it, he's going to be back at practice. So it was a good day for everyone, but Jaden was absolutely dialed today, wrote JP Finley. Might be best he's looked all camp. So JP Finley actually did say that, Jaden Daniels was really locked in today. Might be the best he's looked all camp. He had a laser to Ben Sinnott, as I told you guys. So really good day for both sides. The defense was in the backfield a lot. The defense made plays. Quan Martin had an interception, but Jaden Daniels was also delivering dimes under pressure. The offensive line definitely didn't do great today. Deebo Samuel has to carry, the wide receiver room. Is the Terry McLaurin deal coming soon? Because we have to have a little bit more urgency about that. I just think that we need Terry McLaurin desperately right now during camp, and we need to get back together, man. We need to get back together and back in sync, back in rhythm. So good day today, first day in pads. We didn't really learn much about the offensive line. We did learn a lot about the defensive line. They have great depth. They can get in the backfield, and they look really good. And we didn't even have Von Miller today. So I hope to see. There's no veteran rest days tomorrow because I want to see everybody, the whole squad, out on the field. But I'm fine with the veteran rest day today. I mean, these guys deserve it. They work so hard. So we'll see what we got tomorrow. But first day in pads was a success. Offense continues struggles. Defense is doing really good. The cornerbacks are way better than we expected. I might have a video later about the cornerback room because it's been special. So you guys stay tuned for that. That's going to do it for me. Hail to the Washington Commanders. As always, training camp day 5 has concluded. Peace.